Welcome to this week's Whole Week Costa. Tonight, we actually did something not unlike the cheesecake. Actually, I think tonight was opposite of Cheesecake Night weeks ago, which is our number one rated episode.
Really?
By one person.
Was it me?
No, two people.
Okay.
Remember, you talked in several different podcasts that people brought up. You did the thing with the cheesecake.
Yeah, that is true. People have brought up the cheesecake night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly's mom.
Real quick,
Yeah.
we have and someone at work. You told me.
Yeah, true.
We have leftover beer from New Year's and Christmas. I have a Guinness, last week's Lord Chesterfield, and two Lord Chesterfields.
Two Lord Chesterfields.
Crazy. That's the last of it. So I have a Guinness, and I have something sweet because one Guinness will fill me up.
I would have drank a Chesterfield and a Guinness if I realized.
Together, black and tan.
Oh yeah, true. I could have taken one sip of each in my
Last
mouth.
last week we mentioned we should drink the black and tans
We should.
and porters. Delicious.
So, what I was gonna say though, Kelly's mom. The one day when we were over there, and I was like, I don't know what was going on, but I was like, we have to get going. I got stuff to do. Because mom was like, oh yeah, don't you do that cheesecake thing with JD every Monday?
Yeah.
So, what I was gonna say in the beginning too was that I feel like, so if you're intentionally watching this video, if someone's not holding it down and making you watch it, or you're listening to it on someone's phone, the many people that listen, you are less surprised at the start of the episode than me, because I always drift off and then I hear, welcome to this week's Whole Week Casa, and I have to I didn't know we started, and that happens every week.
Speaking of Whole Week Costa, we have a major announcement. Mm-hmm. We are now on Spotify, Last FM. We've always been on iTunes, and YouTube.
So I literally have no idea what those things are.
We are under artist unknown, so I have to figure out how to change that. I don't know why, but
so you search for unknown on Spotify and the other one.
Seriously, if you search online, Google or Bing, if you're a retard, Whole Week Costa.
Well, if you search it on Bing, you certainly won't find us.
It comes up our Libsyn page, and then Last FM.
Probably if you search for pasta recipes on Bing, you probably would find us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what those other things are. But
so tonight we went out and we did something Kev's never done before.
Yeah.
A squat and a deadlift.
Yeah, so I've been super excited about the gym. I had talked about it before. I went for like a while and then I stopped for a while, and then just to review, and then I've gone for the last like 4 months pretty religiously. Like, I'm pretty addicted to going. But you got to Planet Fitness, which gets made fun of. If you listen to like the anybody that talks about like weightlifting especially, but I like it because like I have a routine. But as a consequence, I basically do all the machines and stuff. Like, I don't do any free weights really. So we went today to see, out of curiosity, how much of that stuff I could do. So we did deadlifts, we did squats, we like played around with bench press, but like didn't really do it.
My gym only has 2 squat racks, and they get filled up pretty easily, pretty quick. And so there was a guy there. So we were running on the treadmill for like 5 or 6 minutes or whatever. Mm-hmm. And this guy, every time he'll do like 3 things, 3 reps, and then he would sit down on his phone for like 2 minutes.
It was like a long time.
Yeah, it's like you're not keeping your heartbeat elevated. Like, what are you doing? Stop texting. Just let us get into the squat rack. So,
and what was he squat? Was he squat like the same thing we were squatting?
Yeah, no, less.
Really?
Yeah.
And he was like a pretty stocky guy too.
Yeah, and so then we ran, and then we did some bench press stuff. And as soon as he left, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we got off, another guy was like, you guys on this?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a very like coveted thing. So I taught Kevin how to squat, and I told him my trick to learn how to squat. This is the second time I did this. You do 100 squats a day for 30 days, 3,000 squats.
What the fuck ton of squats?
Yeah, and then the last time I did it, I got 2,690 in a month.
Yeah.
because I got sick.
What a quitter.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. You
Yeah.
know, bronchitis for like a week and a half, like real bad.
I mean, did you have bronchitis in your legs?
Yeah, but every time I went down, came up, I would cough.
Yeah.
So, but I only missed 4 days, and I
Okay.
tried to make up the rest of them.
Yeah.
But so I taught Kev how to squat. He has terrible form.
Yeah.
He's never squatted before, so that
Almost fell once.
yeah, he almost fell. But he did have 135 pounds on,
Yeah.
or 45. I'm not sure. I forget.
It was what does the bar weigh?
45.
The bar weighs 45?
Yeah.
So it was 45, 45, 45.
So 135.
135. Yeah. Okay.
So he had that. He almost fell. So he keeps his got to get his heels glued to the ground.
I don't know how you do that. My heels want to come up.
Yeah. So that's what practice and form. Practice makes perfect. The only reason I step out so far and my one heel comes up is because my ankle doesn't bend.
Yeah.
So that.
When do you get that fixed?
You don't. My ankle?
Yeah.
I don't have any tendons in it.
Okay.
So it's like
you need tendons.
yeah. So I have one Achilles.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the most important one.
Yeah. So I
don't have the left deltoid muscle. So
yes you do. You just don't work it out.
I'm pretty sure I don't. But like I do all like machine stuff, so it's symmetrical. So why does my right deltoid grow and my left deltoid is
because
absent?
you're right-handed.
Yeah.
So you're much stronger on your right side. That's the rule.
So I start jerking off with my left hand. Is what you're saying?
Jerk off all the time. Yeah, and then start right with your left hand too. You'll be good. Eat hot dogs, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Lift Kelly up with that arm only.
Just that arm.
Yeah.
He could just curl her.
You have it. I felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's absent.
So I'm trying to talk Kevin into doing.
Like you can feel it more now that we did a little bit. I mean, it's still not real. It's not like a good pump or anything.
I'm trying to talk Kevin into doing more free weights so he gets more of the balance and everything and his muscles, and he probably won't. But
I'm just totally gawky, uncoordinated, but stronger.
Yeah.
So that's my plan.
Yeah. So
I would just flail at people if I ever had to, it's uncoordinated.
What if you have to get in a fight?
Yeah.
You still have to learn how to fight too.
Yeah. Once you see the balance, it's fine. That's what boxing movies teach me.
Boxing movie?
Yeah, you see the balance.
Yeah, and you gotta catch chickens.
Yeah.
That was pretty good in Creed, where he's trying to train Adonis Creed, Creed's son.
I didn't see the newer one.
He's like, if you want to get quick, you got to catch these chickens. And like he runs over and catches the chicken real fast. He's like, wow, chickens got a lot faster since the 70s. It was pretty funny.
So deadlifts today, chickens Wednesday. That's what we're doing?
Chicken's Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chicken Thursday. Yeah. I'm never doing deadlifts again. I'm done with deadlifts. Fuck deadlifts.
So anyway,
I did them once.
Speaking of chicken, I went to Royal Farms for
Rofo.
That's the third person that called that. So I went to a movie with my friend, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to a gas station and get some fried chicken." And I was like, "What?" Because he's kind of a germaphobe. So I was like, "What do you mean you're going to go to a gas station?" Because like I've seen
just
gas stations like fried
chicken wings rolling on the
on
the hot dog thing.
Like I've seen it before where like, you go to like one of those like they're like, "We got fried chicken over here," and you're like, "No thanks."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No." I was like, "Wait, is this like a Wawa, like a Wawa knockoff?" And
it's Rofo.
Like, yeah, and he's like, "No, it's from the South, Maryland, the South, the next state down."
It's south of the Mason-Dixon line.
It is. So I go in there and I'm like, this fucking chicken is delicious. So I ate like a 3-piece chicken meal.
Yeah.
These delicious wedges, and then I just fill my car up with
Rofo gas.
Yeah, Rofo gas.
It smells like chicken.
Yeah, it does. I think it's grease.
Yeah. It could, yeah. So one opened on Aramingo, and people were super fucking excited about it, including Kelly. Kelly's like, we gotta go to Royal Farms.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if someone got excited about it, like he did, like 9 out of 10 times, like I'm not going to get fucking fried chicken at a gas station and shit my pants out all day.
Yeah. But so we went like the first week they opened, and it was like so packed, it was terrible.
Yeah, super packed. I was like 526, and they're like 491. I was like, you gotta be good. And then like 2 minutes later, like 526, because people were. It was also the Eagles game, that day. So people were buying like bags of fried chicken.
Yeah, they weren't as efficient the one we went in. It was like pretty late. I was like irked I was irked to begin with because we parked around back and like after 9:00 or something, and that one they like locked the back door, so we'd like walk all the way around to the front. So like I was already irked. I'm like, you're a 24-hour place, keep the fucking doors open. But
well, this is Aramingo Avenue.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably why. I think they probably just wanted to be able to defend one exit if need be.
Right. I almost got stabbed for Cold Stone one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Cold Stone's right near my Planet Fitness.
Okay, yeah. I went up there with one of my exes. She lived over there. I was like, you want to get Cold Stone? She's like, ice cream's bad for you. And I was like, you're like 50 pounds overweight. So how are you going to tell me?
That could be any of your exes.
Yeah. No, the one was really tiny.
Yeah, well, except for the one. But like, it could be any of the rest of them.
So all two? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So all the girls you dated, all the girls you went out with one or two times.
I can't say
all large.
I can't say exes because I only dated like girls for a couple weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like went on dates. Like one time, like 2 or 3 times, like I actually dated someone.
I think in like the year after your divorce, you dated a combined like 3 tons worth of women. It was just like 6 girls.
We went on dates. Hey man, the guy has needs. But anyway, she goes, hey, ice cream is bad for you. It puts fat on you. And I was like, yeah, so does everything else. You want to go get it? She's like, yeah, fine. Right? So I'm there, and I asked the guy, I was like, hey, you got a bottle of water? And the guy's like, $3. And I was like, well, I'll be right back. And I go to my trunk to get a bottle of water, which is exactly what I did when I went with you and Kelly.
Huh.
I went to go get my own bottle of water.
Yeah.
And I just drank it there. And the guy's like, hey, let me get your ice cream. And I was like, no. He's like, let me get some money. And I was like, you want a bottle of water? He's like, oh, no, fucking water. I was like, I want money. And I was like, I can really just offer you the water. And he like walked away. Yeah. I don't easily get shook by people that are yelling at me. So
yeah.
I mean, if he stabbed me, he stabbed me. What are you going to do?
I think my weirdest parking lot experience was it was a few years ago, and it was actually it was a weekend back when I was friends with Dave, and it was like he was at a shore house, and I was doing other shit, and then I felt bad that I didn't go because like I actually never went down there ever because he invited me a couple times. I couldn't go the one time, and I was going to go the other time. It was like late. It was like midnight or something, and anyway, I got back home, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call Dave, and if he answers, he calls me back. I'm gonna drive down there. I got down there like 2 or 3 in the morning. Like I'll hang out for the next day. It'll be cool. But I called and he didn't answer. So I was like, well, I'm going to go get gas. If he calls me back by the time I get gas and get some snacks for the ride, then I'm going to drive down. So I get gas, and then I go to get in the car, and there was this guy that was like fucking like, I think he was just like, I don't think he was trying to start anything. He was just like fucking wasted. So he's like, he like asked me like for a ride, and he's like acting like he knows me. He's like, oh yeah, I'm like whoever. He's like, oh, can you drive me to whoever's house? And I was like, no. and then he's like, no, come on, man, don't be like that. He's like, let me just drive. And he's like standing at my back door with his like hand on the door. So I didn't really know what I was gonna do. But I was like, well, I'm gonna just unlock the door and get in. I'll just see what happens. So, and I didn't even think about the fact that. And I think a lot of cars do this, or you can set a lot of cars to do this. But like when you hit the unlock key, it only unlocks the driver door and nothing else.
Yeah, my car does that.
Yeah. So I hit the thing to unlock it. I got in, and he's like pulling on the handle, and I was like, oh, thank God, I didn't even plan that out. But that was perfect. And I just got in and just like started driving, and he like had to jump off of my car because like he was about to get run over. Right. And then I went back home because I never got called back. So
yeah, I last year that kind of happened to me, where the guy was trying to get in, and I forget who I was with. I think it was my friend, and she's like kind of tiny.
Yeah.
And
so you just throw her and you go.
Yeah, I threw her and then I left.
Yeah.
But she was like real scared, and then I had like a jacket on, and then my winter jacket. Yeah. So I'm like 3 feet wide.
You're like pretty stab proof.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like 3 feet wide, and I never yell.
Yeah.
I yelled at him. I just said, "Yo, get away!" Like loud as I could, and she's never like I've known her probably 20 years now, and she's never heard me yell, and even she was scared, and she's known me that long, and I was like, oh, that works pretty well, You just yell sometimes.
I think so. I think people that start trouble, like, don't expect like any pushback.
Right.
Like it's not worth it if they get it. I don't know. But it just keeps making me think of all the Robert Frank videos like about bullying and depression. So that's what that's what my head keeps going back to because I was watching a bunch of them. So did I talk about I was listening to the latest Lovecraft thing I was listening to was the Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I took a break from it to watch a whole bunch of videos of Robert Frank yelling. Right. Robert Frank 615. But his bullying one's really good. He
lives in New Jersey. We should get him on.
I know. We should write in if your gym's a bro aces or a hoe aces. That's his next video series. I would say the Planet Fitness and Aramingo is 50-50 split. And I mean, I like kind of trashy girls. So probably if you liked like nicer looking girls, like it would probably always be a bro aces. But like
I should message him. We should both message him.
Yeah.
On Instagram. Yeah. And see if he'll come on our podcast.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm like really like Robert Frank. We have 5 listeners. Yeah. I just squatted for the first time.
We're fat slobs. Yeah. Let's go.
I train legs, so I mean that's not cool. Yeah. But I held the 45s on the incline. I didn't get them up. Yeah. But I held them.
Yeah. He wants you to take 120.
Yeah. So that would be like. So what would that be? That'd be 90 total.
No, 120.
Like a bar, a hand.
Yeah.
They even make those?
Yeah.
Where?
I think
they have them there.
No, the biggest we have there is 75.
Yeah. Where the hell do you get 120?
No, they have 120.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, bigger, like better gyms. See, the gym I go to used to be like a year ago. This like bodybuilder used to own it.
Yeah.
He got bought out.
Yeah.
So they made it like they took away a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like part of the tanning and everything.
Yeah.
And now it's closer to Planet Fitness than it was.
I don't know. I liked because I've been to a lot of other gyms. So I liked about yours. I mean, I like the fact I like that they're all different rooms, so you can sort of go from place to place. Like I kind of like that, or you could focus in one place one day. So and it also didn't feel too overcrowded because of that. Right. And I liked that there was more stuff to do. But I don't know. I guess I do like Planet Fitness because I like the fact. I mean, I like the fact that it's cheap. Although it sounds like your gym's the same price, right?
Yeah, my gym it could be cheaper, but I bought the membership where I could bring people.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. Yeah. It's like $20 a month. Planet
and my brother never wants to go with me.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You're gonna bring me once or twice a week now. It's gonna be great.
At least once a month.
Yeah, once or twice a week. Yeah. So I don't know, but I kind of like the opposite. I kind of like the Planet Fitness is like a big open gym. Because I don't know, it's just cool. It's cool to see like other people working out. I think it like makes me feel good. Besides if there's like attractive women, but just like other like fat dudes working out, like I feel like it's cool. And I like that it's pretty low key. I like that you just, I'd say 90% of people are there just doing their own thing. Like don't really even talk or look at anybody else. And like, you just sort of have your headphones on. Like it's like a pretty low key gym.
Right.
I don't know. Like here, like besides us, I feel like there was other like groups of guys like, working out together, and I don't know. When I'm there by myself, I prefer other people just there by themselves.
I usually like if we go again, like
yeah,
I'll just work out by myself.
Yeah,
but I already worked out today, so I was like super tired.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like when I go. But like it was, but if you're doing that stuff, I feel like it's good to have somebody else with you, the spot or whatever.
Right.
So you don't kill yourself. Because I mean, I probably could have with the squats, but yeah, I just couldn't come back up that last time.
But you can just drop them next time. That's what all the mats and the bars are there for you to drop them. You don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing. That's one good thing about Planet Fitness. They don't have very many free weights. It's all like cables or counterweights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to get hurt.
That's kind of what I like about it. Like we were talking driving back about like the deadlift makes me real nervous because like I've never done it before. Obviously, it's like my form obviously sucks, and it makes me nervous to like hurt myself doing it. I mean I know if I you know, because I've always had I've had back pain for a long time, so I know that like if I did and got good at it, it would dramatically improve my back pain. But the getting better at it process kind of scares me. But and like potentially hurting myself. I don't know. I do notice like even so. I don't know. I'm wondering if I can, after 4 months of the gym, if I could sleep without this, like the CPAP again.
I think.
I don't know.
No offense, but I think you should probably lose like 30 pounds, and then you could.
Well, that's what I have to do.
Well, I mean, you also sleep with someone,
Yeah.
so like you probably not gonna die.
Yeah.
But I mean, you should probably lose some weight, and then you should.
Yeah, and that's what I have to do. Like I even noticed, like because I like to do a lot of core stuff at the gym, and like I noticed like I looked in the mirror today, and like the middle of my stomach's pretty tight, like where the muscles are, and then there's like all this just like jiggle on the side still, and like I do all the twists and stuff, but those muscles are more up here, like the lower abdomen, like I just have all this overhanging fat still.
Well, you have to. There's a lot more core exercises in that gym. Like there's a ton you can work out for like an hour at home, just on your floor.
Yeah, I've noticed doing, and I think this is a combination of like leg lifts and like doing like some of the lower abdomen stuff. That like I don't know what you call it exactly. The area above my penis is like way tighter.
You're a urologist. You should know this.
Yeah.
Well, for us guys, we call it Fupa.
Yeah.
Fat upper penis area.
My escutcheon, if you will, is like way tighter.
Escutcheon?
Yeah, I believe that's what it's actually called. But I feel like it's not a term that people normally talk about. So even in urology.
Urologist, doc, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's just in your Fupa.
I don't know. I feel like dealing with ED stuff. I feel like I tend to talk more like in more like layman's terms about stuff because like I feel like makes guys more comfortable.
I think it's good. It's weird. Like when I hear a doctor use layman's terms, I'm like, first I'm like, I understand what he's saying, and then I'm like, that's really unprofessional. Like you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Like like when I'm talking to guys about like ED treatments and stuff. Like in my note, I'll write about like the amount of rigidity they get and stuff. But like I'll be like, oh, this will make you more hard or something. I don't know. I feel like it's weird just to be too scientific about it.
Yeah, it is comforting and uncomforting at the same time.
Well,
you got a pit bull in your butt. Like, please tell me what else is wrong.
Well, the one doctor we have is like an older guy, and one of our MAs was saying the other day about how it makes it really uncomfortable because when she talks to guys like he uses the word come, like he doesn't say it like ejaculate. He's like, oh, like when you come.
Yeah.
So and he's like, is
this the doctor?
Guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I mean,
but like that's what some guys understand. Like they don't understand the other stuff,
right? It's also the area we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the area you live in, like Philadelphia, there's a lot of white collar people.
Yeah.
But most of them are like commuters, so they usually just go to their commuter doctor, like outside on the main line or whatever. Like, if you're a white collar, usually white collar in Philadelphia. You live somewhere else other than Center City.
Yeah, true.
Or like the Northeast. So it's like most of the people that actually come see you are blue collar.
Well, they are, yeah.
So it really makes, like I said, it's comfortable, but at the same time, you're like, he should be more professional.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a good mix of like, old South Philly guys. Like we have, we're near like JFK Boulevard and stuff, so we get a lot of guys from there that are like, rich guys basically. But then, we're pretty near Chinatown too.
Lots of fake names.
Yeah. Jefferson's a little closer, so I feel like, like over there it's that's a little more prevalent, but we get a fair amount of Asian guys too. So, but it's a pretty good mix. I don't know. Here's the thing I was thinking. So in today's day and age, if you're a company and you do not close for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, are you a racist? Are you a racist company?
Because I know a lot of companies that didn't close today.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I got calls all day
Yeah.
Like, are you guys open? I'm like, yeah, we're open. You just called me and I answered. What are you talking about?
No, I'm home right now.
Yeah, I'm home. I had them transfer my cars on my day off.
Yeah.
So like tons of companies are open. I think it's a holiday we should know about. Like he was for equality for everyone. Like he wanted everyone to be equal.
Yeah.
But also it's not it this is just my opinion. I think he wanted equality.
Yeah.
But Obama was the one who made everyone kind of shut up. You know,
True. Yeah.
like
Have a actual black president. So.
Yeah. I think that's what made everyone shut up because Bush, like even from what I saw, like there was more, I guess, kind of like segregation.
Yeah.
And you know the blacks and Latinos and pretty much women were they were still getting paid less, getting crappy jobs, not being able. And I think Obama, and I'm not a huge Obama fan, but I think Obama really helped turn that around. He gave minorities and women a voice.
Yeah.
Like that's my Martin Luther King of my generation.
It's true.
And like Martin Luther King did a lot, but not for my generation.
Yeah.
Obama did more for my generation than Martin Luther King.
Point.
I think every 50 years you need someone new
to like sort of update themes, basically.
Right, and I think and I feel like, and I wasn't around then. Like I only learned about it, but in my opinion, I think Obama did more for minorities and women. He helped give them a voice.
I think Martin Luther King is like the Led Zeppelin of like civil rights leaders. Like, like if you were alive when Led Zeppelin was around, like their music was really revolutionary. But now it's like they're just like another heavy metal band.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You're like, oh, you really respect what they did.
Yeah, but it's like you're not gonna listen to it all the time.
Yeah, you have to grow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Obama should get his own day, but I'm just saying like they did the same things in different ways.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I think if we're gonna, I don't know. It feels a little weird that it's like because it's a national holiday, right? Like public stuff.
Public stuff's closed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a little. I think it almost feels a little disrespectful though if it's a national holiday to like not respect it, like as like a private company. Like so, I was at my second job over the weekend. I was talking to one of the supervisors for a while, and then she was like, you off tomorrow?" And she knows where my other job too. Or like my main job, and she was like, are you off tomorrow? I was like, nah. I was like, we don't close for anything. And
well, it's a hospital.
No, but I work in the office though. Like I work outpatient.
Oh so, no! You're talking about Penn.
Yeah.
Jefferson's a hospital.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So that's what. So she was asking. So she knew I worked in an outpatient office. Right. So she was like, you close tomorrow? I was like, no, we don't close for anything.
What like Memorial Day, Labor Day,
Yeah, 4th of July.
4th of July. Those 3 days.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but most people have off. Like
we're closed for those
those are national, celebrations, and that's like the history built upon it and everything. This is just for a guy like Memorial Day, Labor Day. Yeah, Memorial Day and Labor Day, they celebrate like the workers and the Army. Wait, Memorial's the Army, and Labor Day is like the workers. Like we're all either Army or workers, So it's like it celebrates the people.
Unless you live in South Philly, then you're neither.
Yeah, it celebrates the people, and people like that. And then the 4th of July is our independence. Well, it's the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Our independence came.
Those British scum.
So anyway,
that staffed the Death Star mostly.
Yeah. So I think those are really important. Then the other big holidays, there's Thanksgiving, which is a bullshit holiday too, but you get 2 days off for it.
Yeah.
Usually, and then the other 2 holidays that we get off are just majority of people celebrate them.
Yeah, Christmas, New Year.
Yeah. No, Christmas and Easter.
Easter, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Easter's on a Sunday though.
But you get a Friday or Monday off.
I never do.
Friday. We get a Friday off this year.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not Monday, but I'll take Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Holy Friday.
Yeah.
I think from like 2 to 3 you're not supposed to have any like electricity.
I don't know about
that's
that.
when Jesus like was walking up and getting crucified and stuff.
Whatever.
So you're supposed to turn all your lights off between 2 and 3.
Nah.
So
But I have off. Oh, Good Friday.
yeah,
Good Friday. Yeah, I have off Friday. I'd rather have off Monday, but we have off Friday.
Yeah.
And then Christmas we have off. And that's they're just real religious holidays. Like 50 years from now, like they might not celebrate it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I've never had off around Easter. I don't know, but I guess in healthcare, like you have a higher bar for like actually shutting down things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just wonder. Yeah, I wonder if the Martin Luther King thing will get more or less prominent as we go. There's been other holidays like President's Day. I think a lot of places aren't closed for, and I think that used to be a bigger holiday.
Yeah, schools used to close for it. I don't think they're closed anymore.
It used to be 2 holidays. It used to be Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday, and then they mushed them together.
Right.
For President's Day. If you watch that Holiday Inn movie ever.
Right. So. Oh, you could throw Abraham Lincoln in there. Yeah. You have like Abraham Lincoln. And then you have Martin Luther King, and then you have Obama. Like, you see how it evolves.
Lincoln was the original Martin Luther King.
Yeah, he was the original. You celebrate he freed the slaves. Yeah. And then you have Martin Luther King. You're like, you gave the black people a voice, and then you have Obama. It's like you gave the minorities and women a voice.
Yeah, even the ladies.
You know who gave ladies the biggest voice though?
Who's that?
Donald Trump.
Yeah. How would you argue that?
They had all those marches. They had the big women's march.
True. And wild things up to most.
Yeah, and that got national coverage.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't really think anything came of it, though.
No, nothing did. But I mean, like, you kind of know about it.
I don't know.
You know what I was thinking of? And this, to our 3 listeners, this may sound racist, but I thought of it.
Racism alert.
Oh, yeah, racism alert. This is just coming from a movie buff. Please listen.
Oh, it's movie-related racism.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's not my. Well, it is my opinion, but it's just something. You ever notice how like most movies, most actors are just white, and sometimes they mix in
just white.
Yeah, just white.
Sometimes they're a little Hispanic.
They get some Hispanics. They mix in a black or two.
Just like a little black.
Yeah, and
10%.
But then you watch like the full black movies. Every character is black.
Yeah,
I mean, and I think like people don't like those movies because for 2 reasons. They're not used to it because most movies are just mostly like 90% just white people.
Yeah,
and then they mix some black characters in, black actors, whatever. But then like a lot of these black productions are all black, and I think it's because A, people aren't used to it. B, that's not really a realistic population.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd be curious actually to talk to like a black person to see what they prefer. If they prefer like you said, basically mainstream movies that are white, or if they enjoy or feel more comfortable watching like what's his name? Who's like the Medea guy?
Tyler
Perry, like something like Tyler Perry, where it's like
not even
where
that.
It's very, very centric to like
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's a character of he's a character of the black culture and everything.
Or like shows on BET that are very like black centric.
Yeah,
like,
but
I wonder if that makes you more comfortable, if it makes you more uncomfortable. Makes you more comfortable or uncomfortable, or if it's like neither, like you're fine with whatever.
You know how it's like pretty much a fact. Suburbs are like 90% white.
Yeah.
I've lived in 3 suburbs in New Jersey. I think between the 3 of them, there's 1 black family.
Do you have the reason for that?
Because the inequality and
because of redlining. It's a government policy.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We watched one of the previews before this movie I saw this weekend. It was a black centric movie.
Yeah.
And it starred all black people, and the entire suburban like giant house thing was like all the neighbors, like everybody in the movie was black. And like that's fine. Nothing against that. But I was like, that's not a realistic population. Like I've never gone into one of those like cul-de-sac neighborhoods, like, and I've been all over like the East Coast, down south and everything. I've never gone in there, and they're all just like black people, and I think that's what caught me off guard. I was like, that's not coming from like a sociology background. Yeah. I'm like, that's not a realistic population, and that's like what like that's what got me.
Did you ever watch the Boondocks?
Yeah.
So that's really good. It's a show. I mean, it's made. It's. I believe the cast of the writer, the creator, are all black. And so it's not. It's the real.
But it takes place in a city or outside of the city.
No, well, it takes place in the suburbs, but that's basically part of the plot.
Right.
Is that they don't necessarily belong there, and they sort of play with that, and they make a show that sort of I think is not untrue to like black culture, but that like appeals to both black and white people. Right. By not, by not being untrue to it, but also not glorifying, but also not like denigrating it. Like, it's just a pretty good like solid show. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like I should ask, but it was just hard for me to wrap around. Not because everybody for black. It was just hard for me to wrap around because like that's not the image when you think of suburbs. Yeah. That's not what you think about. So it was like it was hard for me to move. I don't even know if the movie's going to be good or not.
Yeah. So then again, so if you're like a black person watching that, like, is that empowering? That like it's okay. This is what we're striving for. Is that does that feel like pandering? Right. Because like that's not like reality in most places. Yeah. I really want to watch Boondocks now. I mean, there's so many good characters. Thugnificent.
Oh, the Boondocks is great.
Is awesome. He's like one of the best characters of all of TV. They had some of the best lines, like when the little girl, Tom's daughter, whose name I can't remember, and she's the Christmas episode. She's like, "Can I get a ho ho ho?" Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. The other is when they're talking when they're trying to pimp Granddad's ride, and they say, "Oh, he gets so many bitches, they call him bitches." Yeah. I like said that line all the time for a while.
Yeah. So maybe it's because I'm not used to it, and I don't even know if and this sounds terrible, but I admit to it. I don't even know if there's a high class full black neighborhood out there.
Oh yeah. If anyone knows the answers, comment them.
Or if for the last 70 years, all suburbs have been 90% white in TV and movies, and then you get like some minorities. Like I don't know what it is, but like it just felt not unnatural. That sounds real bad, but it wasn't.
It didn't feel like an accurate representation of reality as far as you know it. Yeah. Yeah. So if anyone knows the answers to these questions, comment on YouTube.
Please, we're begging. We'll pay you to comment.
I don't know what happens on Spotify or Last FM or whatever it's called. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, well, you should be 10, so the more people that listen.
Can you comment on those things?
Well, Spotify, if you know what Spotify is, you should.
Really don't know.
You're like 2 years older than me. And then Last FM is like it's just places for people to listen to our podcast.
Can they comment? Can they interact with us?
No. Yeah. Only on iTunes and YouTube.
What happens on iTunes?
Well, you just leave a comment. You can rate on iTunes. You can rate our show.
Yeah, can you like per episode or per like the
per
whole
episode?
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
Can you leave a comment on each episode?
I'm not sure. I never have, but
if you listen to iTunes, leave a comment to tell me what happens. I won't say it because I don't know what iTunes is, but JD will tell me.
Yeah,
and then we'll talk about it at a later podcast.
All right. Yeah, Kevin should really research this a little bit.
So research is what I want to talk about. Actually, I was thinking about this driving over. And this is going back to gym stuff. So like if you're not into the gym stuff, like the podcasts are going to go real downhill for you because I feel like this is what we've been talking about.
Honestly, if you're not in the gym stuff, or you thought what I just said was racist, but I'm just ignorant to it, then you should probably just turn it off.
Yeah, no, we just don't know. Like we just don't know.
I don't feel like some the movies were an accurate representation. Yeah. Like Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee.
Yeah.
It isn't. I'll even use the term that some people prefer. Is an African American based film, but there's white actors and Puerto Rican actors and everything, and I feel that's more of an accurate representation. And I love that movie.
Yeah, but no, I think what we're talking about, I think we're literally like the real sense of the word ignorant. Like we really just don't know. Like we'd like to know. Like we only know what we know, and we only know the sort of people we know. So I don't know.
Yeah, like the town I live in, I had 11 days off, and I didn't see. I've only saw white people, so I don't know. That's the town I live in.
Yeah,
and you live in Bridesburg.
It's like 95%.
Yeah,
white.
You guys are all racist.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually are. I mean, I don't think I am, but yeah, we're on the national news maybe like 20 years ago for
like guard,
like an incident. Yeah,
we'll say old guard.
I don't know. I don't know if people are still like that now. I mean, I honestly don't really know any people in my neighborhood, because always went to school, even back to grade school outside of my neighborhood, so I don't know a lot of people there. But
all right, back to research.
Yeah. So I was thinking about driving over, right? So there's this whole line of thought that I had. So I started looking up a little bit of stuff about gym stuff, and just to work out a little better. And I think the problem is that there's just so many different things out there, and the problem I think there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of pseudoscience around working out. So I haven't found a really good sort of particular one place to look at. To try to look at more information. But it's definitely worth it. I mean, I'm spending an hour to hour and a half, 4 to 5 days a week at the gym. I should probably be maximizing that time. And it made me think of extra credits, which I feel like we've talked about in a while. I feel like I did talk about before how they did a series. It was James's letters to his nephew, and it was things he learned playing games. And I feel like it must be around the same age. I don't really know, but just because I feel like a lot of his stuff resonates with me. He talked about how when he first started playing games, it was in the early days of the internet, and there was all this sort of poorly made websites and misinformation out there. And he learned, just as a kid, just to get better at playing games, he learned how to find the right information and sort of filter out the nonsense and find the real stuff. And how he found, even if he spent 50% of his time that he could be playing games, reading about games, it would make him more than 50% better and more efficient at playing those games. So it was worth the effort. And the sort of the moral of the story though is that then when he got into school and he had to do research and stuff, he's I know how to do this already. This is awesome. This is what I've been doing my whole life for fun. And then the second moral of the story was that then if you sort of learn those skills in life, which you can learn from playing games, that you can basically do anything you want in life, because you can literally learn anything you want if you invest enough time in it. But then the moral of the story for me in the gym context is that I basically I've never really talked to anybody about working out. I've started watching some YouTube videos, but they're really more comedy stuff than real educational stuff. Although Frank does have a little bit of stuff. So I haven't really looked into any of this stuff too much. And I'm probably wasting my time a little bit with that. If I put some effort into really researching the best things to do, probably could make more progress.
I think what I've learned over the years, is something I truly believe, would be the first thing you have to learn is proper form.
Yeah.
Because if you learn proper form, you're keeping your back straight, bending your legs the way you're, your back most important, bending away, bend the right way, making sure you're not overextending your muscles, making sure when you're doing the exercise, you're doing it slow enough. So you actually get that benefit. So you're not just ripping out weights and then ripping.
I noticed
out
that some dudes at the gym go real fucking fast with
shit.
Yeah, and I don't get the point of that.
Yeah, you have to keep it up. Then you have to keep your heart rate up. If you keep those core principles, there's programs out there and everybody has their own opinions, but that's how I feel.
Yeah,
if you're resistance when you say you're doing a pull thing and you're pulling and you do all that, but you don't some people just slam their arms back. If you have that resistance, you're still working your muscles. You're resisting that weight from falling down, in proper form, high heartbeat, and you won't. I really don't think you can get hurt.
Yeah,
which makes working out all positives.
Unless you don't have the left deltoid.
You totally have the left deltoid.
Yeah, I don't know. I mentioned this at the gym too. You know, I have like a dysrhythmia problem. I have SVT, and so I need a cardio ablation at some point in my life to like fix it, hopefully. And I never really cared about it because I've just taken metoprolol for most of my life for it to like slow my heart rate. But like I don't know, the exercising is like starting to make me think about wanting to get this done so that I can, you know, at least lower my dose, if not get off the metoprolol. Because like, yeah, it's kind of a waste. Like I go to the gym, my heart rate never, I mean, it will go up, but it doesn't go up nearly as much as it should, you know, because I'm on something that artificially lowers my heart rate.
Right. And you also have to realize another core principle of mine, and I fail on it all the time, is it's not something you just do. Like, it's a lifestyle. Because, like, I'm 240 pounds. Like, I float between 230 and 240. Yeah. I want to get down to 215. And I know if I don't go to the gym and eat right, I'll just go back up. Yeah. Like, I'll just, you know, it's a lifestyle. Like, you can't just do it for a couple months, get to where you want, and not do it again. Exactly. Like, you have to keep doing it. And then it does get easier. Like, how much time have I spent on Facebook or YouTube or just not reading, but like reading nonsense or watching TV when an hour 4 or 5 times a week, and just think about the emotional benefits of doing it. Like, you feel better emotionally and physically. Yeah. And you feel stronger, and sometimes depending on what you do, like you meet people that also have that problem, and then you feel more confident because you're not carrying an extra 40 pounds of weight.
Yeah. Like I'm wearing like a loose compressive shirt right now. Like I would have not worn this 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah. I don't know that I look great in it, but like I feel fine wearing it.
Well, and a lot of people are like you're in a pretty steady relationship. Yeah. And they're like, well, you know, like either the significant other, or you're like, oh, well, you know, we're together. What do you have to be confident around other people for? It's not even just like trying to go date or anything. It's also, you know, you're in a meeting or you're interviewing for something like that, and that confidence exudes through your whole body. Like, do you want to hire the guy that's slumped over and like looking at you, or do you want the guy with the straight posture, like smiling?
The fat fuck, as Robert Frank would say.
Yeah. You know, it like, I mean, that, like, you need confidence in more than just dating. You need confidence every aspect of your life. Like, you get pulled over by a cop, like, you have to be confident, or that cop's gonna like try to walk all over you. Yeah. You know, you know, you're 34 at the deli line, and they call 34, and some guy's like, I got it, and you're just like, oh, who's next? Like, no, you're like, no, I'm next.
You know, sort of Gowan in The Green Knight.
No. Oh, is that the one where the Green Knight comes in and Gawain cuts him in half, and he's like, and he comes back together, and he's like, we're gonna fight like a year from now. Exactly.
It's something like that. I mean, so part of the story is Gawain gets injured, and he sort of is recovering in a castle, and the lady of the castle keeps trying to seduce him, and like he flirts with her, but like he never does anything.
Right. Yeah, I know the story.
Yeah, and then like that's how he survives, because then the Green Knight's like this basically monster. You can cut his head off, and it's just he carries it. Right. And so then so he's like, so he basically said, well, you can cut my head off, then I'll cut your head off. So like Gawain cuts his head off, and then he goes to cut his head off, and then he stops, and it's because he didn't sleep with the woman. Right. But sort of the point of the story, which I don't know that I believed entirely, but I kind of like. It kind of makes sense, but it's also like a little shady. It's kind of a little micro cheating, but the idea is that, you know, if you're a really desirable guy and you're dating someone and you're faithful to that person, but you like flirt with other people, that like that's really doing honor to your significant other, because like all these people want you, but like you're still just with that person, like you're not actually like straying at all. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's sort of one of the points of the story.
Yeah, it's also pretty good. Like, even if you don't talk to, like, we're guys, so even if me or you like don't talk to other women, like, it is nice once in a while to be a head turner. Like, like it feels really good.
Yeah. So, But yeah, so I don't know that they used to. I think like when I was like a definite micro cheater before I became a real cheater. That was like one of my favorite Arthurian stories. But no, actually, I saw an article about micro cheating over the weekend. When I was at work and I had like a break and I was reading some news stuff. And there was some. I don't know why it came up, but there was a couple articles recently about like micro cheating and like the idea that like, little things you do that like, if you like change somebody's like what their name is in your phone, or like you like text somebody without your significant other knowing, like even if you have no intention of cheating, like is that stuff still like being unfaithful? That was sort of like the debate in the article, and like how much of that is okay, like how much is like wrong, if you like, if you have like a relationship with, if you have like a platonic relationship with someone of the opposite sex and you're in a relationship and the other person gets upset about it, is that really micro cheating or is that person being controlling?
Right.
Like, yeah, that was sort of the debate.
Like, I'm pretty good friends with Kelly, but that's never going to be micro cheating.
Yeah.
Or I guess that's my best example.
Yeah.
I have another friend who's a lady, but she's like married and has a baby. Like, that's not micro cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you can be friends with the opposite sex, but once again, like 9 million, like 99 out of 100 times, usually doesn't work out that way.
Yeah. So somebody trying to bang somebody.
Right.
So, and then as Gowan and the Green Knight told us, I mean that might be doing honor to your significant other, right. but you also might be trying to bang somebody.
Right.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. So, it really just depends on the people. Right. I mean, sometimes it is like super controlling. Like you have to have a give and take.
Yeah.
So, like, you talk to women, right?
I mean, it's basically all I work with most of it.
So, it's like hard. It is hard because most you work with your significant other.
Yeah.
And she probably sees you talking to other women, but you have to do it. Yeah. And here's the thing. You have to talk to them, but you also have to be friendly. Like friendly to the point where like you might be considered flirty sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, and I've gone through periods where I'm actively like, I feel like I'm flirty sometimes. I feel like I've also gone through periods where like I'm actively trying not to be flirty, and I feel like I'm a dick in those periods. Like I'm just like literally just mean to people, and I'm fine doing that sometimes too. I mean, it certainly works better if you're like communicate with people. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just important to like, I don't know. I think with stuff like that, if we like include, like, so I used to work with a girl, at my last job. I got really close with, and we would go out after work all the time. That was definitely like a lot of micro cheating. Like we go after work all the time, and like my ex-wife would get really like mad about it. And I mean, like it was like way crazy. I mean, we would say that for hours. Like I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to go after work for a drink," and then like it'd be like midnight, and she'd be like, "Well, where are you?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm coming home soon. Don't worry about it."
Oh, so like this is so cheesy and terrible. Yeah. But I think this worked for me a couple times. Yeah. Like if you don't think a girl's into you, like a girly girl, like I've seen girls like checking me out, when I had the beard. Yeah. But
it's
this guy totally got to grow it back. It looks terrible.
We should post a picture of you on this one of these.
So bad looking. Anyway, I shaved my beard Sunday.
Worst mistake of his life.
Yeah, it's terrible because I wanted to say sometimes you forget what you look like, and it's awful.
Yeah, no, I would never shave again. Yeah, I probably will never shave between now and dying.
No, that's the whole never again.
Yeah,
but anyway, so you're a girl, so this is terrible. Yeah. It's so cheesy. You go up to a girl and like you just like you can't say like nice shirt. You got to use like a girl term, like nice top. And like and it's worked so many times. Like either the girl's like, well, he said top, so he's definitely a flamer. Yeah. Or like, oh, he's interested, and like it works. Like it's either a yes or no. There's no gray area.
You know what I read one time? I think is really true. If you're one, and this doesn't work with like necessarily random women. I guess it could, but I'm not like confident enough for this. But if it's like a girl that like pretty well. If you like touch her hair and she's fine with it, then she would sleep with you. I think that's true.
I like mine better. It's less sexual harassment. You go.
Well,
nice.
it's less sexual harassment.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's a little riskier.
If you say nice top,
yeah,
and like it's the titties aren't hanging out and everything. Like you say nice top, and like they're totally into it. Like that's very not offensive. Like like if you're offended by that, you should just die because it's very not offensive. But either like because usually they're like, oh, he's gay. But if they're like, oh, thanks, and then they strike off a conversation, you pretty tell like they were into you.
Or they just think you're gay and not offensive.
Yeah, but you kind of figure that out real soon.
Yeah.
They usually just go, "Are you gay?"
Yeah. No, I mean the hair thing is a little more sexual harassing. But I mean, so you have to be like pretty sure already. But it's like I think it's really true as like a confirmatory step.
It's like the thing about pregnant women. You ever see that thing? It's like they have all the different months in the belly's getting. Like, when do you ask a woman if she's pregnant?
Never.
And it's like month 1 through 9. It's like no, and then like she's having the baby. It says maybe.
Yeah. I was thinking about the story today. So a girl I work with is pregnant now, and she she's like drinking coffee, and I was telling her about this girl I used to work with who was pregnant, and the thing is, so supposedly you can drink like one like coffee per day is like totally safe when you're pregnant, but like some people are weird about it, like I mean obviously like smoking or alcohol or something, but like even caffeine like is thought of as bad for the baby. So when we worked together, she would always go to like Starbucks and get like like one coffee for the day. And so people would like look at her weird, like when she was like obviously pregnant, and she would like tell off strangers like, "Oh, you can have one coffee per day." Yeah. Like she was like real mad about it. So that was like the one part of it. The other part was I'll never forget this. She it was like 3 or 4 months after she was she delivered, and she like hadn't really lost any of the weight yet, so she still was like looked like a little bigger. And she like went down to the cafeteria and she got like a salad, and she came back up and she was like pissed when she came back up because she like was standing in line and some like random woman was like, that baby's gonna be sick of salads, and she's like, I'm not pregnant. Like she was pissed.
Here's the thing, unless the girl's like morbidly obese, any idiot can tell whether a woman's pregnant or not.
Well, this girl was actually I think she I mean so we might have like
Kev, you could tell when a woman's pregnant or not by her belly. Is fucking 8 inches lower than where a fat belly would be. Yeah, so you can tell.
What's the thing? She was still like pregnant shaped, I think, like after she delivered. So I don't know. I mean, this girl. I mean, she wasn't like really fat. I mean, she was like overweight, but I mean, I don't know. I thought she was. I mean, pretty. I mean, we might have gone out a couple times when I was like not yet married, but. I mean, she was also in a relationship, so it's not cheating if both people are. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So she wasn't like real fat, but I mean, it was like I think I could see how that lady thought that.
Right.
I mean, but you just never say it. Is the point?
Yeah, you never say it. Yeah. You like if a girl has a fat belly or a baby belly, you could tell by the position of their belly. Let's see. Is it halfway in their pants? Pregnant. Is it over their pants? Fat.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to stop this. I always have a problem.